Greetings, school gang! Lich here once again with a very late episode of my Burgertime adventures. I do apologise, the new semester is here and I have been very busy with lesson prep. For those of you who are unaware, I work as a lecturer in game studies, and this is going to be my first full year at my current academic institution, so I want to make sure I get everything right, especially because the last academic year left me so burnt out. I also have more responsibilities this year. I have classes with years 1, 2 and 3 of my institution where I'm currently working, and I just really want to make sure I make a good impression, so a lot of my work is currently being focused on that area. I still aim to release weekly Burgertime videos, but depending on if I'm able to fully catch up this week, the schedule for upcoming videos might be a little bit wibbly while I get accustomed to everything regarding my new life schedule for this semester, so thank you for bearing with me. Anyway, thanks to our hard work in the last video, Timmy and Tommy's shop is open. In some ways it's a downgrade, shorter opening hours if you're up late playing, and Tommy no longer meanders around the island. He has a lot less freedom than he used to have, but in many other ways it's an upgrade because we have access to more catalogue items for each day. Today's agenda may be pretty obvious for the hardened Animal Crossing players, but for the less familiar, Tom Nook's phone call offers us a hint. Someone's calling to inquire about coming to stay on Burgertime, which means we need to build more places for them to stay. Today will therefore be largely dedicated to making the island more hospitable to new villagers. Remember, we also invited Stu and Celia last episode too, so we already have a queue of folks hoping to come stay with us. This is exciting. In all the drama of building the museum and the shop, I actually completely forgot about the Able sisters. Mabel here is an asset to all things fashion, and it looks like from now on, she'll visit the island on random days to sell clothes, something that I desperately need because I usually like to change up my Animal Crossing outfits quite regularly, and currently I haven't been able to do that. So this is a good sign. As you can see, there are a few more items on display than Timmy previously offered when he was in resident services. So I quickly snapped up everything new. By the way, I can't believe that they're stocking an ironing board on the day that the Happy Home Academy sent me one, so that's weird. Anyway, I head over to the cabinet to check out the additional wares. As you can see, there's good stuff in here. Mostly useful for if I don't feel like crafting tools, but the most important stuff right now is the DIY recipes that you can see here. They have a slingshot DIY, a pitfall DIY, and a collection of random simple recipes, and I snap them all up pretty quickly. Here is everything we got. I think the most useful one here is the crafting table recipe. If we build one, we can place it anywhere and craft there rather than having to head to resident services every time I want something new. Oh, and here's a new NPC we haven't seen on Burgertime before. Their name is Sahara, and they visit occasionally selling rugs, flooring, and wallpaper. I know a lot of people don't like them because you can't see what you're buying from them before you buy it. It's kind of like a potluck. But it's cheap enough, and some of the stuff you can get from them is really good. So I snagged myself a little carpet and a mystery flooring and wallpaper before heading back to my house to see what I got. I can't remember if I showed this last video, but currently my flooring is the kitschy tile. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Kitschy. Never mind. It's the flooring that Tommy gave us as a gift for helping him get the building materials that the shop needed last episode. And despite its garishness, I actually think it goes really well with this wallpaper, which is stunning. I have been watching a lot of TikToks lately of those folks who spend summer in the Firewatch style fire lookouts in the mountains in the US and Canada, and this wallpaper is really giving me that vibe. The lookouts where those people live actually is kind of a similar size to this room, so I'm seriously in love with the idea of decorating my Animal Crossing house to look like a fire lookout now. So if you have any suggestions for furniture items in Animal Crossing that fit that aesthetic, let me know, because an idea has spawned and I want to roll with it. Oh yeah, you may have noticed I'm playing at a different time to normal. It's around 6 PM in-game this episode compared to previous ones that I've recorded around midday. I actually thought it would make a nice change for this video to switch it up, plus I know that different fish and bugs are about at different points in the day, so I thought we may come across something new this episode. Anyway, here we are at Resident Services to check in on Tom Nook, and he's still on the phone, so let's see what he has to say. Okay, so to summarize everything that Nook says here, we have 3 folks who want to move to Burgertime. But before we can build houses for them, we need to craft and place a bridge. This is exciting stuff because we know who 2 of the interested parties are, Stu and Celia, but the third is a complete mystery. As you can see from the DIY recipes there, the bridge needs clay, stone, and log stakes to make, which in turn are made from wood. And it just so happens that we have all of those things left over from the last episode. So one quick trip home to get them out of storage, and a lot of crafting later, and we have a bridge building kit. I already know where I'm going to place it too. There has been one spot on the map where I've been using the vaulting pole more than anywhere else. Oh, but first, look! Fuchsia and Sparrow have upgraded their tents to houses as well. Let's take a look inside. Very basic, but upon talking to Fuchsia, she seems pretty pleased to have walls and a ceiling. I think if I get the Happy Home Paradise DLC, there's a way to upgrade the interiors of their houses eventually. But that's a problem for future me because currently I only have that on my actual Switch, not this one which I'm borrowing. Anyway, here is the spot I'm going to construct the bridge. I just think of all the places I've crossed the river so far, it's normally around here, so hopefully this will be the most useful spot. Also, I found a message in a bottle for the first time. Yay! I do not know who Kurlos is off the top of my head, but thank you for the mirror DIY, Kurlos! Spoilers, I'll be making use of that later in this video. Now that that's done, it's back to Resident Services to report to Tom Nook. Okay, so not only do we have 3 housing kits in our pockets, but Nook has also given us a bunch of new DIY recipes to use. Some of them are pretty basic, but others I consider to be essential decorative items, like the pot, the bucket, and any wreath. So I'm pleased we finally have those at our disposal to help make Burgertime look a little bit nicer. Now that we have all this new stuff, it's time to decide where to place each new housing plot. As with the museum and the shop, I'm very non-committal about where each building initially goes. As you can see from the map, so far everything is on the central island, and I'm tempted to keep it that way, at least for now. So basically, for this episode, I decide to plonk down each plot at varying spots around Fuchsia and Sparrow's house so they are all neighbours. Also, as you'll see, Tom Nook keeps calling me to micromanage. My dude, I'm the resident representative, let me do my thing. Okay, so each house needs to have a few items crafted for it and placed around it before it's considered fully constructed. Plot number 1 needs a peach surprise box, a peach chair and a pot on the inside, and a stone stool, a stone table and a clothesline on the outside. In order to craft these items, I need to do a lot of work, so I get started on shaking peach trees and chopping wood. This ended up taking quite a while, so I've edited the footage for your convenience. Then it was off to resident services to craft this weird peach surprise, but I still have no idea what it's supposed to be. Plus the peach chair and the pot. I deposited them all in the box outside plot 1, and then I got to work on the external items. Thanks to the last episode, I actually had everything I needed for the stone items, so it was just a matter of collecting enough branches to craft the clothesline, and I was on my way. You have to place each of the external items around the outside of the plot. I'm not really a huge fan of the stone table. You'll see why in a second. I just think it's too clunky. So I will probably eventually get rid of it, but for now, check out the finished product. Quite basic, but apparently it's enough to get someone to want to move in. So I'm happy. On to plot 2, which needs a wooden block stereo, a wooden block table, a windflower wreath for the inside, and a bird bath, a natural garden chair, and a table for the outside. I got to work chopping once again, and when I was ready, I head to resident services. But Tom Nook felt the need to micromanage me once again. My friend, I appreciate you, but let me get on with it, okay? The reason I came to resident services is because the ladder is the final thing we need to access the previously inaccessible sections of the island. We can place the ladder against any cliff face and voila, we are one level higher than before. This is necessary because all of the island's windflowers, which I need to make the wreath, are on the upper levels of Burgertime. Let's have a little look around before we gather those windflowers though. There are new pools of water and waterfalls up here, plus, as you can see in a second, I can finally see the secret beach at the back of the island. And obviously there are evergreen trees here too, which I love, especially in winter, because some of them get decorated with twinkly lights. Love a good sunset. Anyway, we need 3 of each colour of windflower for the wreath, so I collect what I need before heading back to resident services. With everything for the interior completed, I was heading back to plot 2 when Fuchsia caught my attention. Even after all of the times I was mean to her last video, it seems she still wants to help me out. She taught me my first reaction, so I can finally be a bit more expressive in these videos. Thank you, Fuchsia, for being such a good friend, even when I don't deserve it. Right, interior items are done. Now it's just the external items to go. As you can see, the wooden furniture is quite basic and the table suffers from the same problems as the stone table. It's just really bulky and plain, but I plonk it down anyway, and along with the bird bath, that is another plot completed. At this point, I remember that I've been hefting around my cool new backpack all video without ever equipping it. So here it is. Doesn't it look cute? Like I've been foraging or something. I also decided to take a break before working on the furniture for plot 3. This meant doing dailies like digging up fossils, including the one on the cliff that I wasn't able to access before now, finding today's money spot, and doing a little bit of fishing. Playing at a different time to usual seems to have worked out for me. I found a bunch of new creatures, including this turtle, that I promptly handed in to Blathers. Then I decided to spend some time working on earning Nook Miles. The way that the Nook Miles Plus goals work is that they're on a sort of daily rotation, with the first 5 a day earning you 2 times or 5 times the usual amount of miles. Doing at least the first 5 of these each day is a good way to earn Nook Miles because you need them for a lot of stuff. As you can see here, I had tasks for planting trees and flowers, so I finally planted the oranges I'd grown a few days prior, and the red lily seeds that I genuinely can't remember where we got them from. But they're growing now, so that's fine. That's when the Nook Miles tasks started to get a bit egregious, because one of them was to go deep sea diving for creatures at night. Animal Crossing, how could you? And then when I got out there, I saw this fin sticking out of the water, and well, let me tell you, some would freak out, but somehow I remained strong, remained calm, got out of the water rationally, and everything was fine. I thought to myself, let's try and catch this bad boy. I'll let the rest of this clip speak for itself. Yeah, not what I was expecting. What a beast! Also, importantly, not a shark. Whew, what a relief. Safe in the knowledge that it was not a shark I had found, I decided to swim back into the ocean to collect enough bits and bobs to satisfy the Nook Miles Plus tracker. Just need to give Blathers anything new, and then it's off to Nook's Cranny to sell the rest and complete the last of the double miles tasks. At this point in time, you may be asking yourselves, I wonder what Lich was saving for, with so many options at their disposal. Obviously, I'm spending my hard-earned Nook Miles on new, stylish hair colours. This is the 4th episode of my Burgertime adventures, and I need my hair to look less faded. It's making me feel bad. Is it a waste of money? To some, maybe. To me, absolutely not. This is a necessity. This is as necessary as a ladder, a vaulting pole, or a spade in this game. Now, a throwback to earlier in the video when I found that mirror DIY recipe in the beach from Kurlos. Thank you, Kurlos! Now all I need to do is craft that mirror and fix my style. Oh, it feels so much better to have that brighter green, much closer to my usual shade. I toy with the idea of trying various different hairstyles, including a longer look, but ultimately I elect for the messy, androgynous hairstyle that I actually use normally on my other Animal Crossing island. Now that my hair is fresh, I also don't need to hide my roots under the cap from Sparrow anymore, so time to unequip it and show off my style in all its glory. I paid 3,000 Nook Miles for this, and it was worth it. Never underestimate the confidence that a good haircut and colour can give you, folks. Okay, back on track for the final plot. But wait, they've sold already! But not to Stu or Celia. Who's Wendy? Okay, now I have to go and check the other plot I've already done. That one's sold too, but it's for Stu. So plot 3 must be for Celia. Honestly, I was thinking we'd have a chance to go tour some islands for the villager for our third plot, but Wendy must have been keen. Don't worry folks, when we build new plots in the future, I'll make sure we get to go to a few new islands to find someone we really like. For now though, plot 3 needs a wooden simple bed, a wooden chair, a classic pitcher, a log dining table, a log bench, and a wooden bucket. Pretty straightforward, and thanks to my earlier endeavours, I only need a little bit more wood in order to craft everything that I need. With plot 3 completed and everything placed, I head back to Tom Nook and let him know that I am done for the day. The fencing gift is pretty cool. Obviously in real life borders are bad, but in Animal Crossing fences make very cute decorative pieces. And with that, all my tasks are done. However, I was on my way to record the outro and I came across a moth and finally, the walking leaf bug, at last. I had to include the footage because it really felt like a victorious moment for me. Also look, as predicted, plot 3 will be Celia's. Hopefully next video we will have either one of her, Stu, or Wendy to meet. For now though, the video is done. I'm so sorry for the delays with its release once again folks, and thank you so much for bearing with me. New semesters are tough. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed and would like to see more in the future, but for now, all I'll say is I'll see you in the next one. Bye!